Wherever you want. You're in charge. What's going on, College Corps? Can we hear it again for our Sac State dance team and all of our mascots here? Aren't they awesome? It is so great to see everyone here in Sacramento today, and to all the students that are tuning in from campuses around the state, a huge hello to you. To all of our families and everyone that's joining us virtually, welcome. Y a todas las familias que están escuchando hoy, bienvenidos. My name is Josh Fryday, and as California's Chief Service Officer with California Volunteers, who's overseeing the College Corps program, I just need to say, what an awesome day today is. This is so exciting. Today here in Sacramento, we have over 300 of us who have joined together. We have members of our Sacramento Valley Community College or College Corps program. We have members of the governor's cabinet and the administration. We even have the mayor of Sacramento, Darrell Steinberg, here with us today. And across the state, he deserves a round of applause. And across the state, we have over 3,200 students who are joining here together with us to kick off College Corps. And they're joining together because we all want to be part of something bigger than ourselves. We all want to be part of something special and unique. And today is special. It's special for the state of California. It's special for all you fellows that are about to begin what we hope is a career and a life of service. And it's special because Governor Newsom has a vision you're going to hear much more about shortly, but it's a vision to meet this moment and the time that we find ourselves in. A time that doesn't always feel quite right, where we often find ourselves divided, isolated from each other, disconnected by class, by race, by geography, by political identity. And Governor Newsom has a vision to make us more connected, to make us more compassionate, more understanding of our common humanity, more united. And today we take a huge step towards that vision. Today we swear you all in. The future and the current leaders of our state who are participating in the first ever class of the California for All College Corps. Give yourself a round of applause for stepping up. And this entire service program, this whole thing, is one massive statewide partnership. So I also want to express my appreciation to the nearly 50 universities and colleges, the 19 community colleges, 16 CSUs, 7 UCs, 4 private schools who stepped up to be part of this, and the over 600 community organizations you will all be serving with. Let's hear it for them as well. To our fellows, we are largely here today to say thank you. Thank you for stepping up. I don't have to explain to any of you the challenges that we're living through: an existential climate crisis, growing inequality, food insecurity, learning loss coming out of COVID, political division, just to name a few. And in the face of all of this, you refused to be cynical. You refused to be passive. Instead, you stepped up to commit 450 hours during the academic year to make a difference. You answered the call to serve, and that's powerful. That's how we make change in this country. In fact, that's the only way we make change. And we are so proud of you for doing that. And our hope is that in addition to making change, that this program is also good for you personally, that it benefits you personally. Like the GI Bill, where we created opportunities for literally generations of veterans to go to college. California, with the College Corps, is saying, because you are willing to serve your community, we are willing to help you pay for school. $10,000 towards your education. Like a lot of you, I was also a Pell Grant recipient. So I understand how significant this support is. We know what it can mean. We know that this creates the economic freedom for you to pursue not just a paycheck, but your passion. And what's extra special about this, and what makes this such a win-win-win, is that this is a win for you. It's a win for our students, where you're going to be able to graduate with less debt and on time and creating professional skills and networks that are going to help in your career. It's a win for our community, where you're going to be doing really beneficial work to support our food banks, to tutor and mentor our low-income students, to take meaningful climate action. And it's a win for all of society. When you graduate equipped with the tools and the experience to work with people of very different backgrounds, very different perspectives, to solve problems together. And what's so special about Governor Newsom's vision is that this includes everyone. Everyone. So for the first time, and we are so proud of this state service program is including a group of people who are too often excluded from these opportunities, our AB 540 California Dream Act students. And to our dreamers, we hope you hear what we're saying. We hope you internalize this. We believe in you. We value you. California knows what you will contribute to make this world a better place for everyone. And so we say thank you to our dreamers for stepping up to serve. And we say to every fellow, and let me also be clear on this, we are proud of you. We are very proud. This was a competitive program to get into. This is going to help you in your career. And pay attention here because this is a big and being a member of College Corps comes with responsibility, real responsibility. As a military veteran, I know what it's like to wear the uniform. I loved wearing the uniform of our nation. And now, you are all going to be wearing a uniform. And I hope you understand the responsibility that comes with wearing the uniform of your state with the College Corps shirts and the sweatshirts and the jackets that you have. It's a uniform of our state. It's a uniform of your university, of your community. And I hope you wear it with as much pride as I wore mine and understand the responsibility and the expectations that come with it because of the ideals it represents. And the expectations and the responsibilities, they're real. And they're real because the truth is, and I'll let you in on just a little secret here, the truth is we need you. California needs you. We need your passion. We need your energy. We need you to make a difference. We need you to help those in need. And we also need you to be the example. Be the example for the kind of society and culture that Governor Newsom has envisioned. One defined not by division and ideological isolation, but defined by care, by compassion, by connection. And you all can be that model. Because if you think about it, you signed up not just to serve others, but with each other. Over the next year, you will be serving alongside literally thousands of fellow College Corps members. And I can tell you how strong a bond forged through service can be. I can tell you what it means to meet a fellow veteran and have an almost instant connection within moments, a common identity. Even if they're twice my age, even if they think differently than me, believe differently than me, even if they're in a different political party than me. You are College Corps members now. You will forever be connected by this special bond, a bond rooted in a common experience that you're all starting together. And throughout this year, we've made sure that there's going to be opportunities both virtually and in person for you to get together and get to know each other. We're going to have a virtual speaker series. You're going to be doing mid-year workshops, leadership workshops together, and we're going to have a closing celebrations where we all come together to celebrate all you will have accomplished. Take advantage of these opportunities. Take advantage of the opportunity to get to know each other, to challenge each other, to care for each other, to be the example of what is possible. You are all in this together now. We are all in this together. So let me leave you with this, and then we're going to move on to a fun and moving event today. You are about to start a very special time in your life. Cherish it. I promise you, and I say this from deep personal experience, service will challenge you. It will inspire you. And at its best, it will shape you. So dig in deep, put everything you have into this, and know that the entire state of California, from the governor on down, is cheering you on because we're counting on you in a big, big way. I want to say a huge thank you to all of our campus leaders and partners who are part of this. I want to say a huge thank you to all the community organizations that are going to be making sure you have a meaningful service experience. I want to say thank you to all the legislative leaders who made this program possible. I want to say a huge, heartfelt thank you to the incredible, spectacular, remarkable California Volunteers team. Each and every one of you, because of your passion, your commitment, your dedication, you're the reason we're all here today. And I'm so proud to be on your team. So thank you to our College Corps members. We're very excited you're starting your service journey. It's going to be such a great ride. Let's continue the show. We have several friends. We have several friends with us who are around the state who are tuning in at several campuses. So let's actually go right now down to LA to see what's going on with our fellows in LA. Chancellor Block at UCLA, how you doing down there? They're looking excited. Yeah, we see you. Thank you, Chancellor Block. Thank you, Bruins. Thank you, everyone at UCLA, for being here. And next, we get to hear from a College Corps fellow, very inspiring, is a senior at Sacramento State. She's majoring in social science. Her goal is to become a middle or high school teacher, and she wants to share her passion with future students. Let's give a big College Corps welcome to Tia Rowe. Go have fun.
Excited to start this journey with all of you. I decided to apply because I'm pursuing a career in education, and College Corps is a way for me to earn as I learn. Now let's be real for a second. 450 hours of community service is gonna look amazing on any application. But I've come to realize that this is bigger than that. You and I are gonna be a part of the movement towards change. We're gonna be working side by side on problems that affect not only those around us, but us as well. Keep in mind, we're not going into new, unfamiliar communities. We're going into our own communities and playing an active role in building them up and bringing people together. When we help our community, we help ourselves and our loved ones. So this is more than community service, this is self-service. We should remember that when our workload gets too hard, and it will. When 450 seems like too many hours, when we have to juggle midterms and finals and work and relationships and service at our host site, remember that the service we're doing is gonna improve our communities as a whole, and as a result, it's gonna improve us. Remember that we have an entire system of support and that we have each other. Don't take for granted the relationships we're gonna create during this process. So connect with the people at your host site and really form those lifelong bonds. So, College Corps family, let's enter this journey with smiles on our faces, determination in our hearts, and let's get to work on building up our community.
Tia, that was amazing. Let's hear it for Tia. Next, I'd like to introduce a really, really special youth poet who has prepared a poem to mark just this occasion. How special are you? She did a poem just for this occasion. This year, she is Los Angeles County Youth Poet Ambassador and was a finalist for the Los Angeles Poet Laureate. Let's give a big College Corps welcome to Shandela Contreras. Have fun. Thank you for doing this.
So good afternoon, California volunteers, the Corps Fellows, the Governor, and all guests watching today for this historic launch and swearing. This poem, Ode to Education That Lifts Us Higher, is for us. Every opportunity, every program like the one I graduated from, McMorrow NAI, and the Corps, so we can excel. Once again, this is Ode to Education That Lifts Us Higher. Do you want to go to college? Your mom still wraps ham and American Swiss cheese in bolillos, no matter how hard the surface is at first to slice open, because she knew inside there was a token, texture so soft and so rich, the need to need in hopes it rises. She takes a look at her child in hopes she, he, they rises. Your papa, baba, carries 2 dangling feet near the edge of his ears, and he hears the blending sound of sirens and your laughter. In the cross-section of Vermont and King Boulevard, the plaza, taking you to Payless to buy a pair of all-star Converse in every hallway. He hopes you don't converse in nonsense and know that it doesn't matter the brand of the outsoles you wear on your feet. The sulcus in your brains are worth much more than that. He wonders what brand will you become and represent at the front seat. 10 years old, just size 6 youth in shoes, you're taking steps closer, yet you're still so far to decide to choose. Do you wanna go to college? At 10, they hope your answer is yes, sí, shede. At every age, they hope you continue to say yes, knowing that in every Y-E-S you will be blessed, because both E and S is written in success, leaving out just the Y. Why? Because you will be the first in generations of the millionth generation to have a more accessible access to higher education, written in fine print with names like Castañón, Mendoza, Rodriguez, Dixon, Moore, Lagos, Alfaro, Rivas, Andrade, Wen, Solis, and within that certainty there is a solace that in the state of soaring angels, your wings fly in sync through the magic of each awakening day, that you will find your place in heights, hundreds of acres, the ceiling of lecture halls you can't touch. But you are a vessel in the molding of the brick structure, even if you didn't come from much, or so you think. But El Marcadito, the heights you reach in Boyle Heights of East LA, the walls of Gonzalez Chicano Art in La Placita Olvera, where the confetti blooms, ancestry cheers to your future that has yet to start. Who do we owe our futures to? To the weekdays we learned what it was to be empathetically amiable, conscientiously loquacious, infatuated with language, the core of words so elongated we dared to share with our families the vocab lineage to steer ahead. We were closer to catching up with the rest. Even with our disadvantages, we aimed to be the best because we were the scholars of California. The sensation of our family development, the residue of unfound treasure gutted out the bottom hole, the hubs that bridged the border of our experiences, the wheels that kept arriving at Riverside, San Jose, Sacramento, Compton, Costa Mesa, Bakersfield, the Bay, and nearer to all the 46 partner campuses that spread across the array to show up and stand out like Chewbacca on Solo ship, roaring our code of ethics for our rebel alliance, defying the odds that as many as 3,200 youth have a choice to be a leader. A bobcat, a ram, an anteater, a gator, a golden eagle, a Trojan, a wave, becoming a new wave of fresh souls that took the initiative in their neighborhood to grace all the cement that is paved for today. When anyone asks, do we want to go to college, we say we made the choice on a galaxy far, far away a while ago to say yes. Because to whom do we owe our futures to? To the acceptances and rejection, the donors who believed in us that we never failed to mention, our adversaries that may see our prosperities as a transgression, the murals that kept us smiling at all state intersections, our mothers and fathers, abuelas and abuelitos' advice we had to listen to with no objections, to ourselves. Because when anyone asks if we went to college, we say we did. With our nooks and public libraries shelved books, our minds secluded with Mamba mentality, we face our reality that today we start the road ahead. But tomorrow we begin the initiative again. The College Corps we commend for giving us an opportunity to answer yes in our quest to ascend. Thank you.
I feel so bad for our next speaker. Shandela, you are such a treasure for the state of California. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for that incredibly inspiring poem. We all want to go work with those words in our sails. Thank you so much. Shandela, Contreras, everybody. Our next speaker is an incredible speaker. He's a good friend. He's someone who's been with College Corps since the very beginning. He's the elected California State Superintendent of Public Instruction. He's also, I would say more importantly, a California Volunteers Commissioner. And he was with us when we launched our recruitment effort in Riverside for College Corps. He is a champion of not just all of our young people in this state, but a champion of mentoring and service projects that help students in each community around California. Let's give a big College Corps welcome, Tony Thurmond.
Good afternoon. Oh, no, I know we can do better than that. Good afternoon. Buenos tardes. We celebrating out here. You know, Sister Contreras just dropped the mic on all of us, so I know that you all felt that. That was powerful. Tia is America's newest motivational speaker. I wanted to jump out of my chair. I'm like, yeah, where do I sign up? But this is y'all's moment, and it's a pleasure to be here with you all. As state superintendent, I get to work with 10,000 schools and the 6 million students in our state. And I can tell you, for those of you who will be working in school environments, they're ready for you. Our governor, thank you, Governor Newsom, for your incredible leadership. This state's doing great things to help our students rebound from some very difficult moments. We're going to have preschool for every 4-year-old in this state. We're going to have universal meals for every hungry student in this state. Mayor Steinberg knows, you know, I was that student, I grew up on the free lunch program, but all my homies and partners made fun of me for eating the free lunch. And then I became an adult and I realized everybody in my school was on the free lunch program, right? I was raised on the free lunch program and public assistance and government cheese because my ancestors and my grandparents came here with the dream that there'd be something better for their family. My grandparents who emigrated from Colombia and Panama and Jamaica and Detroit, Michigan, by way of Mississippi, to make me the first Afro-Latino to have the honor to serve our 6 million students. They worked as cleaning houses. They worked as nurses, aides, and they said, get this education and let it make a difference in your life. And so for those of you who are gonna work in our schools, know that you will be changing many lives. You will be aiding the lives of our students who've been through a lot, and they need resources, they need tutors, they need mentors, they need the focus on climate and environmental justice, and you will be the most powerful, caring adult mentors that they will have access to as those who've come from their communities and walked in their experiences, like the community in Fresno where I just came from, or we'll all be in Riverside, or we'll all be, in different parts of the state, in the Bay, wherever it is. You will be changing their lives for the better. You will be changing your life for the better. When Tia started talking, I wanted to hire her right now. We need about 12,000 teachers right now. We want to hire all of you all. We want to create a pathway for you, for those of you who want to become educators, for those of you who want to become counselors in our school. We actually have $20,000 scholarships to help you with that. And so we're hopeful that this experience is life-changing for you, for the students that you serve, for the ancestors that you represent, because this is an important moment to support our students. We have so many resources, but if we don't put all the dots together, we can't overcome the inequity that we've seen in the pandemic. the losses that we've experienced, the pandemic of racism, watching the killing of George Floyd before our very eyes. There are people who are telling us that we shouldn't talk about the impacts of race and racism, but it's all around us, and we can't avoid it. But we are more than the sum of our circumstances. We can go beyond that and do great things. And the service that you provide will allow us to do great things. We're recruiting 10,000 counselors to work in our schools. We need to recruit thousands of teachers to work in our schools. We need to help folks know that climate change is real and that environmental justice has to happen, because who does it impact? People of color and people from low-income communities, and that our children can learn. I don't say achievement gap anymore. I say opportunity gap, because our children can achieve, but let us break down the barriers that stand in their way and give them a chance to get an education, and let's educate and not incarcerate our kids. Thank you, Governor, for signing our bill to ban expulsions in preschool. Thank you, Governor, for working with us to have $250 million to have reading coaches and specialists in our schools so that every child will learn to read, because they make decisions about prison beds based on reading scores in 3rd grade. And so I'm just trying to put in context the significance of the work that you're going to be doing. You'll be helping young people to advance and to have great opportunities. I'll just say this. When I went to college, I was excited to go. I had to work all these minimum wage jobs. I was working fast food. I ate all the burgers that I could get for free. I was making, back then, I'm showing my age, it was $3.35 an hour is what I made. And so I worked the overnight shift, and then I'd go to my freshman chem class. I'd be so tired. And, I worked all these jobs. I loaded 18-wheelers. I did all these things, and I struggled to get through. And I'll be honest, there are times when I had to take time off from school because the money just wasn't there, and it delayed my graduation. It's why I love the College for All Corps, because it's an opportunity for you to earn while you serve and while you learn, and we want you to complete your education and to go on and do all the great things that you're going to do, as while you're also serving in our community. So thank you, Governor Newsom. Thank you, Josh Fryday. Thank you, everyone who's put this program together, and thank each and every one of you for what you're doing and what you will be doing for our 6 million students in the great state of California. Congratulations on today, and thank you.
Thank you, brother. That was awesome. Thank you. We're going to make you proud, Superintendent Thurmond. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing those words. And now we actually get to check in with some of our other fellows in the Central Valley. We have students represented by Fresno State and Fresno City College. Let's go to Fresno. President Jimenez Sandoval, are you with us? What's going on in Fresno? There you are. What's up, man?
Greetings from the heartland of California and Fresno State. Thank you, Governor Newsom and Josh. This program has been transformational to our students and community. It brings people together under the unifying goal of elevating our community. It promotes compassion and strengthens our resolve to collaborate. Most importantly, it gives our students a clear idea of the needs of the communities they will serve after graduation. More than 70 Fresno State students and several dozen Fresno City College students are participating, which creates synergy between the two institutions. 14 local community benefit organizations are partnering with us. The immense impact on the Central Valley will be palpable. We are excited and ready to go. Back to you all in Sacramento.
Fresno. I love it, Fresno. You guys have hit the ground running. You're already working. We appreciate you. Now let's head to the Central Coast and see how Cal Poly San Luis Obispo and Cuesta College are doing. I think there's a big celebration with President Stearns and Dr. Humphrey. What's going on in the Central Coast? Ooh, hold on. We'll get you. He's moving. Should we pull him back? All right. I don't think you can. Yeah. Let's just cheer really loudly.
At Cuesta College this year. Many of them are here with us today. So fellows, let's say hello to everybody in Sacramento. Also with me today is Cuesta College President Dr. Jill Stearns, who's celebrating us. Please say hello.
Slow, a nonprofit that promotes sustainable agriculture and farm-based education to Central Coast residents. Big Brothers, Big Sisters, which supports one-to-one mentoring relationships that ignite the power and promise of youth.
And we're even working with Cal Poly's very own food pantry program, which provides fresh food and hygiene products for students in need. These are just a few of the many organizations our fellows will partner with this year to solve the important issues that face our state and our region. We are particularly grateful to you, Governor Newsom and Josh, for your leadership and foresight in creating this amazing program, and the fact that this program offers our AB 540 Dreamers a more affordable and enriching college experience. In fact, I think I speak for all of our students in the program when I say that everyone is really grateful for this opportunity. Before we go, we'd like to acknowledge Cal Poly's Center for Service and Action and the Initiative for Climate Leadership and Resilience for leading this effort here in the Central Coast. We are excited to get to work for California, and on that note, we will send it back to Sacramento.
All right, let's hear it for the Central Coast. We hope you can see that you will literally be serving with thousands of fellows like yourself in all parts of our state. It's so exciting to see everyone stream in from around the state, so thank you all for joining and for letting us see the parties that you're having. I now get to introduce our next speaker, a really, really special fellow, somebody from UC Davis. She is part of student government. She was president of her campus's Dreamers Club, and she was an Immigrants Rising Fellow. Very, very impressive. She is currently a senior at UC Davis studying communications and psychology. Let's hear it in a big, big way for Yusbely Delgado.
The most important thing I want to share with you all today is just how incredible you are. Honestly, you owe it to yourself. You do what people say is unreachable. Like a lot of you, I'm a first-generation student whose family has never stepped foot in a college, and most haven't even graduated high school. Nevertheless, we were determined to break that cycle and show the upcoming, current, and even our parents' generation that higher education is possible, because that's what you do. You break down barriers and pave the way for future generations. When my parents tirelessly came home late at night, working day and night to provide for me and my younger siblings, I promised myself that I would pay it forward. But like students and adults alike, it's hard to grab and be aware of the amount of opportunities that this country has to offer, especially when we're so busy trying to keep our heads above the water. Which is why it's so moving to know that so many people all over California wish to join College Corps with its mission to serve people that are like you and me. I'm honored to be part of this program that not only allows me to empower and serve communities from diverse backgrounds, but also be part of an organization whose mission matters to me. You are creating and leaving a legacy by being here today. Because despite all that you had to get through to get where you are right now, you have the passion and goodwill to give a serving hand and guide those who were once in your position. Because that's what College Corps is all about, to grow together and to serve together as a community. I'm so excited to be part of this journey with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Yusbely. Yusbely Delgado, let's hear it one more time. Let's go. Thank you for sharing your story and for motivating us. We can't tell you how much we appreciate that. Thank you, Yusbely. All right, who's ready for the real reason you all came here today? We are so lucky and thrilled to have Governor Gavin Newsom here with us to kick off College Corps in this exciting way. Governor Newsom has made service a priority of his administration, and we are all working very hard together to execute on this vision. The faster I get off the stage, the better. Let's give a big round of applause for our governor, Governor Gavin Newsom.
I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Well, look, I have a lot of emotions here. No prepared remarks. I've I've been preparing for this for the last many, many years. Josh knows this well. When I had the privilege of, 3.5, 4 years, almost 4 years ago, opportunity to serve as your governor, we talked a lot about service. We talked about the need to reinvigorate active citizenship. We talked about citizenship. I think it was Justice Brandeis back in the day when we had a Supreme Court that we looked up to. Brandeis said, in a democracy, the most important office, and this is kind of interesting, said, in a democracy, the most important office, and you think, what is it, president, Congress? He said, in a democracy, the most important office is office of citizen, which says it all. And we've lost touch with that. We've lost that connection. I'm listening to these remarkable leaders talk about leadership. Leadership can be found anywhere. You don't have to be something to do something. I'm going to repeat that. You don't have to be something to do something. When I was sitting out here your age, I thought, man, one day, I'll do this when I'm, fill in the blank, when I'm a city council member, when I'm the mayor of Sacramento, when I'm governor. We're so consumed by the guy or gal on the white horse to come save the day. We're so consumed with this notion of leadership, this paradigm, that you have to be in a position of formal authority to be a leader. But that's completely bunk. Leadership can be found anywhere. Look around this room. And the thing that you need to get grip with is not only am I not exaggerating, you need to connect some of the people you probably admire most in life. If we did a survey and we went around this room quietly and we did a top 10 people that in history we probably admire most, I bet we'd have a short list where 98% of us would agree. I bet you have someone like Dr. King on that list. I bet we'd have Mandela on that list. I bet if we thought back a little bit, we'd probably pull in Gandhi on that list. We're in California. We sure as hell would have Cesar Chavez on that list. And I bring that list up because maybe that's an instructive group of people. Do you know what all of them had in common at the peak of their influence? At the peak of their influence. When they're moving the needle more than any other time in their lives, jail time. Think about that. Mandela, Gandhi, King, Chavez. I mean, you don't celebrate, do we, on MLK Day? We don't celebrate former President Martin Luther King's birthday. Do we celebrate on Cesar Chavez Day? Former Governor Cesar Chavez? Mandela, sure, served as president for 1 4-year term. But it wasn't the term that defined him. It was the decades in prison and what he brought to that term as president of South Africa. Gandhi said, why would I ever become prime minister? And he said, it would de-genius me. He talked about the constraints of formal office. Havel in Czechoslovakia wrote extensively about that. You don't have to be something to do something. You know what they had? Is something every single one of you have in this room. All the speakers expressed it extraordinarily well. And that is, you have moral authority. And that's the one thing that all of those leaders have in common as well. You don't have to have formal authority to move the needle. You have to express your moral authority. So the question is, why? You ask why. Y-E-S. Why? Why are you here? What's your why? What's the thing that expresses you, that's your North Star? What's your why? And I honestly, there's nothing that enlivens me more than knowing that you're on the journey to figure that out. Those 450 hours are not just about your contribution to others. Josh was right. It's about your contribution to yourself, and it's about discovering who you are. Who are you? What's your why? What's the one thing that defines why not only you're here, why you do anything you do? The prism, that lens to which every tough decision you ever make, who I should date, who I should break up with, whether or not I should do this or that, join this, join that. That's the lens to which you see through the world. And that's not easy to do. Most folks spend their entire life without meaning and purpose because they never discovered their why. Because they never even asked themselves a question. Honestly, why am I here? What's it all about? I think more of us have probably been asking that question the last few years than probably any other time in our lives. Because it's been hard. It's been stressful. We've been more traumatized, more polarized, more isolated. The Surgeon General of the United States of America before the pandemic said the number one preventable disease in America was social isolation. That was before the pandemic. I mean, if you haven't been struggling, you haven't been breathing. It's hard for everybody. And I know how hard it's been for you. So in that process of resiliency that by demonstrating today you have, I hope you've begun to reflect more on not why you're just here today, but what the hell is the purpose of your life? And I think you'll discover, and it's the spirit that defines why I'm here, is, doesn't matter how many goods you have in the world, all that stuff on TikTok and Instagram, it's the good you're going to do in the damn world. It's a fact. The happiest damn people I know, the happiest, like just stop smiling happy, are people that are contributing and volunteering. They can't help themselves. The people that stand tallest are the people that bend down on one damn knee and help lift other people up. That's a fact. There's no other evidence to contradict that. It's just true. So I'm so proud of you because you get it. And you're on this remarkable journey. And you know what? We're all on this journey together. And I just want to close on that. There's no leak on your side of our boat. We rise and fall together. I get, I play into it politically, right? It seems like all of us waking up every morning to find a crowbar to put in the spokes of the wheel of the other person, trip them up, right? I mean, it's bad out there right now. And that leads to that cynicism and that anxiety, but you are the antidote to that cynicism and anxiety. Because at the end of the day, one thing every single damn one of us in this room have in common, we all want to be loved, all of us. And we all need to love. We all want to be protected. You all want to be respected. And you know what? College scores, we all want to be connected to something bigger than ourselves. We just do. There's a dignity deficit in this country. We are all on a quest for belonging. The question is, how do you discover and define and find that belonging? Some people do it by doing things that are destructive. Others do it like you're doing it here today. And so I'm humbled, I'm proud. This was a passion project for us that we didn't know we could make real. I found my own Sarge Shriver and Josh Fryday. And if you don't know Sarge Shriver, you know nothing about the last 100 years. There's a guy who didn't serve one day in elected office that had more influence than probably half the presidents that served 2 terms in office. Started the Peace Corps, Vista, Legal Aid to the Poor, Head Start. His wife started the Special Olympics. I mean, how are we doing in our lives? But he inspired a generation of folks. And I'll close on that. You are all living testaments to inspiration. You are the example. You're going to stretch people's minds. People are going to be inspired by your leadership, by your faith and devotion to not just yourself, but to others around you. And that's why I'm so excited. 3,250 people strong, going out there and inspiring thousands and thousands of other people, leaving a different kind of energy in your wake. That's how we turn things around. I don't know how else to do it, because it ain't working when you're watching the nightly news. This is it, the Commonwealth. Moving away from just everything's about me to beginning to focus a little bit more on everybody else. And so College Corps, combined with Climate Corps and our Job Corps and what we're doing with AmeriCorps, is now twice as large as the Peace Corps in California. Twice as large as the Peace Corps in California. That's a hell of a thing. That's a hell of a thing. And that's because of all of you. So thank you for, inspiring me. And I'll just close final words on this. Look around, man. Eat your heart out. Look at the diversity in this room. It's ridiculous. In fact, it's not really diverse in another perverse sense, is it? But isn't that remarkable? There's no other state in America. 27% of us are foreign-born in the state of California. We're a majority-minority state. We're a universal state. We practice pluralism. That's a word you don't ever hear from politicians anymore. They have to look it up. Active engagement with diversity. We don't tolerate, we celebrate our diversity. And that's a point of pride. To have dreamers as part of this, man, that is the dream. The American dream. Listen to our superintendent of public education. You talk about a bio. You talk about a history. You talked about a life worth living. Remarkable leaders. But that's California, man. We're a dream-making machine. And I'll close with one story, and this truly, before I swear you in, is it. I was listening to a hero of mine. He passed away a few years ago by the name of Ken Robinson. Sir Ken. And he was talking about, he lived near Death Valley, which is the hottest and driest place on planet Earth. It was 125 degrees there 2 weeks ago. Some of you may live near it. And he talked about this notion of leadership. And he referenced a story. He said in 2004, he was living down there. It's rained overnight, about 7 inches of rain. And here's the hottest and driest place on planet Earth. And he said, what was remarkable is not what happened with the 7 inches of record rain. He said what was remarkable was what happened in the spring of 2005. The entire valley, Death Valley, was carpeted with wildfires. Turns out, he said, Death Valley wasn't dead after all. It was dormant. The seeds of possibility were planted right below the surface, waiting for the right conditions to come along. This notion of planting seeds, waiting for the right conditions. That's what you're doing. You're planting seeds every single day. It's our decisions, not conditions, that will determine our fate and future. Our job is not to sell that vision down. It's to create those conditions where success in life becomes irresistible. And so in that spirit and in that light, I thank each and every one of you for providing spirit and light. And here's to a wonderful and successful College Corps. And let me now take the opportunity to ask all of you to stand up and raise your right hand, and let's get this cohort sworn in all throughout the state of California. Now, this is a different kind of swearing in, so bear with me a little bit, and I'll just ask you all to repeat after me, and hopefully some folks are out there on TV can do the same. And I'll just say a few words, if you could, and I'm going to break it up a little bit, so, pay a little attention. I'll just ask you, as Californians for all, College Corps Fellow, I am committed to make change in my community. I will serve with humility, compassion, integrity. Faced with apathy, I will take action. Faced with conflict, I will seek common ground. Faced with adversity, I will persevere. I will carry this commitment with me throughout my life. I'm part of a corps connected by a common mission to build a California for all. I am a College Corps fellow, and I will get things done. Congratulations, everybody. Well done. Thank you, Josh.